This year has been just a lot different because I lost a lot of weight. I did. I dropped down to the 140, so workouts are just much easier for me to just get through. Like, I haven't been dealing with injuries as much as I did last year. So just this year, I've been able to make it through workouts and do everything successfully than compared to last year.
She keeps changing her appearance on us. Yes, she did have purple hair yesterday. And now you see that she has colored it to all black, and the all black Kentucky uniforms. Very fierce. Right in the middle, the third from the right of your screen is Jasmine Camacho Quinn.
So she is by far the class of the field on time, the only one in the field under 8 seconds flat. The next fastest near her, Britley Humphrey of LSU, down in lane 7. She's run 8:14 this year. She was 6th at this meet last year. Camacho Quinn is the defending conference champion.
Also her teammate Jacqueline Howe down in lane 8. Training partners very helpful in a preliminary heat.
Remember, it's only the heat winner that automatically qualifies through to tomorrow's final.
Stand up.
And that's a good lesson to those watching in high school. If you are uncomfortable in the blocks, it just doesn't feel right, put your hand up, get the starter's attention. Don't take a false start. Don't have a bad start if you are uncomfortable. So they will reset. 7 hurdlers in this second of 3 heats. And University of Kentucky has become hurdle central, thanks in large part to Edric Floreal, their coach. Though he was a long jumper, triple jumper, he has become one of the leading coaches in the world of hurdlers, especially female short hurdlers. So Camacho Quinn standing up pretty fast out of the blocks, but now she takes control. There's Camacho Quinn, and then down there it is also Britley Humphrey making a challenge near the end, but Camacho Quinn winning the heat and automatically qualifying through to tomorrow's final. And Britley Humphrey was hot in pursuit, but even so, Humphrey's time 8:09, still slower than Chadwick and Brooks from heat number 1.
She looks like a completely different hurdler. She looks much more relaxed, to where she looked like she was struggling last season to get that sprint speed and that foot placing down in between the hurdles. She did not have a very good start, but look at how relaxed her shoulders are. They stayed down and her hips stay straight through those hurdles. Right from the start, she did stand up awfully quick. Those first 3 steps out of those blocks need to be a little spread out. In between the hurdles, you want to stay very quick, short levers, long levers, move slower, and in a heat like a 60-meter hurdle race, there are a lot of places you can make mistakes, but not a lot of time to make it up.
So in the outside, in lane 6, is the freshman from Kentucky, Dwight St. Hilaire. Good first name, Dwight. He is from Trinidad and Tobago. He has run 46:20 this year. It's the number 15 time in the nation. But as I said, first of all, he doesn't want to ever see anybody again out there.
Very advantageous for the gentlemen that are running inside. They can see that outside lane and chase them as the stagger is getting made up very quickly by Texas A&M's Bryce Deadman.
But it's almost death to be in lane 3 in this 400. They will break for the pole after that full second turn, and it is Dwight St. Hilaire who is clear of everyone. Like I said, your goal in lane 6, not see your competitors.
Ever. And navigating that pole position, being able to, where Dwight came through in 21:63, and he had that nice even line to the pole. He didn't cut in too tight, ran very smooth, positioning himself.
But Deadman is not giving it up, and Hilaire is starting to labor hard. It is Hilaire who's got the strength to hold him off, but Deadman chasing hard at the end. He gets to train on this track every day.
Well, even though he trains on this track every day, Hilaire almost broke the cardinal sin of sprinting and gave up that inside lane, to where Deadman almost been able to pass him on that inside. Coming around this final curve in the black in the very front, St. Hilaire went to the outside of lane 1. You saw Dedmon from Texas A&M try to take that step on the inside and pass him on the rail, had to back up and come out, and that is why St. Hilaire was allowed to just have those couple steps on him in the finish.
Well, he had run 21:63 in the first 200. That's probably what won it for him. So 46:86, that kind of establishes the time around, or the time to beat. Yeah, Sydney McLaughlin, an Olympian at 16 years of age, and is already impressed in the 400 at Kentucky. Not running the hurdles, only running the flat 400.
And this was a 300 that she ran before Christmas, and an absolute jaw-dropping 36:12. I spoke to her yesterday, and she was so nervous. I looked at her and I said, "You have been on an Olympic stage at the age of 16. Why are you nervous?" She said, "I always get nervous."
She has the #1 time in the country at 51:44. She will be in lane 5, and watch her fly.
Great lane draw for her in 5 at the top of your screen, second in the all black, second from the left of your screen. What Sydney does so well is run fluid. You rarely see her shoulders come up and above her ears and get really super tight. Her lower body and her gait and her knee lift always seems to be absolutely in that front runner tactic type of running, in the techniques and that running in front of yourself, making sure your knee lift and your hands are coming up unofficially 24:15 through the 200.
And that's about 0.3 of a second slower than we saw Lena Irby run her first lap.
But because of her 400-meter hurdle strength, she has great 400-meter flat finish speed.
Did I just see 50.96 flash up?
You did.
Now 50.97. She improves her best time in the country by a long way. Almost a half a second for Sydney McLaughlin, under 51.
What I'm talking about is it doesn't look like she is running fast because she is so technically fluid and smooth through her in-front running mechanics. It is almost, it's an illusion. And right now that time puts her #1 in the world, Dwight.